Meeting on yes, now I'm sharing my screen again. Yes, so now the meeting is being recorded and I hope you all can see the screen clearly, right? Now, without wasting any time, we'll be starting with this. The first thing says, together we can make a difference, right? Now, why are we here today is an important question. When we say together we can make a difference, as you can see, the picture says it all. The hand is definitely of an educator, and the educator has, held the hand of the student, and the student's hand is held by the parents. So when we were making this presentation, so we thought of using everything which speaks aloud. What is the true intention of this initiative taken by the CBSE, that is introducing a parenting calendar? So let's move ahead. Before we start, let us introduce ourselves to you. I'm Mrs. Meenukar Chawla. I'm working as the Senior Academic Coordinator with Allen House Public School, Jhansi. I'm a certified NLP practitioner. I am a CBT practitioner. I'm a child psychologist. I am a counselor. I'm an author. I'm a CBSE resource person. And also I'm soft skill trainer. And of course, a POXO torch bearer. Ashwini ma'am, please introduce yourself so that we can move ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Ashwini Srinivasan from Bangalore, CBSE resource person, as well as facilitator of Maths and English in a CBSE school, and master trainer and a soft skill trainer.
So let's move ahead. As I said, today we are going to discuss key features of the CBSE Parenting Calendar. Now, this is for the very first time when CBSE has taken any such initiative. Now, why was this initiative required? How did CBSE think of this? And what all are the stages? What all sections has CBSE included in this? We'll be exploring in the upcoming slides. Now, as I said, we'll be talking about what are the aims and objectives of this calendar. See, my dear teachers, when we are talking about a common word, collaboration. So collaboration is not restricted only between the teacher and the child, but it expands to the parent as well. Why? Because whatever a teacher and a child interacts obviously reaches to the parent. Now, if we are talking about collaborative approach at the learning level and then learning outcome levels and implementing different methods of how we can bring collaboration, then why not to include all the stakeholders into this initiative? So that is why this parenting calendar. Now, as I said, it is going to enhance the collaboration. And once when collaboration is enhanced, basically, I'm a firm believer of saying connection before correction. Most of the time we go and it's a common classroom scenario. The child is troubling. We simply start correcting the child before even building the connection with the child. And once when you know how to build connection with the child, your work becomes easy. You will do not have to put any extra efforts for correcting that child. And once the child recognizes and corrects the mistake, it leads to the holistic development. Then obviously, parent-teacher relationship at times are very strained relationships. Why? Because it has been a common observation that we are never, it's human tendency. I'm not saying anyone is wrong. Teacher is right at his or her own part, and parent is right at his or her own part. But with this initiative, the parent and the teacher both are going to see both the sides of the coin, thus strengthening the parent-teacher partnership. Again, communicative framework will be improved through this initiative. Then, at times it may happen that we may not be able to focus on the unique capabilities a child holds. So this parenting calendar, because it talks of bringing parent at the collaborative level. So when parent is becoming the part of your classroom teachings and learnings, and also at times in the framing, how can we make our child a better child? Obviously, there you will get better chances to define, to identify and define the capability each child holds. And lastly, I mean, it is going to provide a structured support and interventions, the required interventions. I hope it is clear till here. Wherever you have a doubt, please let me know, because you have to just say, excuse me, ma'am, and I'm stuck over here because I'm not able to see any one of you. If a hand is raised or what, I'll not be able to know. But let's make it interactive through your answers, right?
In between, if participants want to say something, you can use the chat box meanwhile.
Yes, yes. But then in that case also, Ashwini ma'am, you will have to read. Now, we have all talked a lot about and heard also about NEP. Now, NEP is always in alignment. As you can see, there is a picture on your left-hand side which says, what is NEP all about? Collaboration, holistic education, critical thinking, and so many things. So here, right now, we are focusing on one of the most important of one of the pieces of this complete circle, one of the triangle called collaboration. And when we are talking about collaboration, we are following Indian education philosophy. We Indians, we have the roots where we focused on, our rishis and munis focused on self-discipline. They created respect in the mind of learners. Then they developed perseverance in them. And then there were chances given to the students where they could go into self-reflection. So, bringing all this approach together, this collaboration is going to be strengthened through the activities, through the different structures which CBSE has tried to incorporate. Is it clear till here? May I hear some answers? Am I clear till here, dear participants?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay, wonderful. Now, as we were talking about the stakeholders, teachers, principals, administrators, counselors, and till now, we were keeping the parent, though obviously the parent was involved in the school, but only in terms of as an observer. Now, here we are including parent not only as an observer, but also as a responsible person to define, to reframe, to restructure some of the systems through which the child can be benefited the most. Now, this complete framework focuses on the 4R, as we were talking about: relationship building, reflection, reinforcement, and rejoicing. Now, relationship building means what? Again, as we have been talking a lot about, it's not that parents and teachers they do not have a build up in terms of relationship. Fortunately, we all have. But, at times, this is, let me explain you, let me put you in a simple way. Let's say if there is someone for whom we want to work, let me be working for the well-being of this XYZ person. Now, if I am thinking only from my point of view, this will be able to benefit this particular XYZ. Now, it is my initiative is fine. My intentions are good, but I do not know what are the expectations of the person who is going to get the benefit. Now, by bringing the parent into the scenario, it is going to act as a bridge. And which bridge? Which will work as filling the gap between what my child is doing at home and what my child is doing at school. We'll be able to bridge that gap so that the relationship between the parent and the child, relationship between the parent and the teacher, and again, all three of them gets stronger each day. Reflection. How are we going to, include, how are the parents going to kind of, be engaged in the activities? and then reinforcement, and then rejoicing. Rejoicing comes, it's like, celebrating parenthood, not taking it as, oh my God, why did XYZ teacher did this to my child? Why was not this done for my child when I asked for this and that? No, it isn't going to work like that. But we all will be rejoicing together the joy of parenthood. As I said, the understanding the 4 R's framework is written clearly over here. If you people want to take the screenshot, please feel free to go ahead and take the screenshot before I change the slide. May I change the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. Now, we'll be talking about, we have said, okay, the CBSE has started with this initiative, that initiative. Now the question arises, how did CBSE get to know what is the demand of the parent? How exactly? So different researches at different levels were done. The parents were interviewed, then there were so many, XYZ, multiple methods of taking in the information from the parent was done. And as it is the very first phase, very first time this type of calendar has been introduced, it is basically going to focus on scheduling more and more interactive sessions between the parent and the child. So as I was telling you, how did the CBSE get to know this? So the CBSE said, when CBSE interviewed parents, the parents, 32.6% of parents demanded for workshops and programs. Then 12.3 demanded for online resources and interactive activities. 16.3 asked for the parent support group. 17.4 asked for personalized guidance. And 21.4 demanded for parent-teacher communication and regular updates. So we all know that whenever CBSE comes with any initiative, there is a rhyme and a reason behind, and there is definitely a data. So based on this specific data, what exactly is the demand of the parent? The CBSE came up with this four steps of division in this first phase of parenting calendar. Moving ahead, like what will be the expected outcomes from the parenting programs? Again, my dear teachers, all this research data which I'm putting forward in front of you is the actual data which the CBSE has been able to gain through interaction with the parents at different level. And it was really good to hear that some of the parents felt, oh, I can handle all the academic challenges of my child by my own. Some felt, no, I want support at the academic level also and at the behavioral level also. Some parents felt they needed help at the emotional level. Some wanted help to make their child independent. So, and some wanted that there should be, because, we are living with Gen Z and now Gen Alpha, who lack in communication with the parents. So with this initiative, following things are going to happen. We'll see definitely the increase in there would be increase in taking self-responsibility and children becoming independent and improved behavior. Obviously, academic performance is one of the byproducts. If the child knows I am the one who's going to be benefited out of what is being said at my school and what is being said at my home. And when my parents and teachers are standing together, they are definitely going to make me work better. So that, introspection shall be developed. And obviously, once the introspection develops, or the child gets into the habit of introspection, there are better chances of communication. The surprising number, it's 73.7 parents said for parent-teacher association. Now, this parent-teacher association is one of the most beautiful initiatives ever. This actually talks about a group of a parent and then involving some teachers in it, where a mutual discussion can happen between the teacher and the parent. And then based on that, the strategies along, I'm not saying the management of the school won't be involved in that, but yes, the teacher enacts as a bridge. What is the demand of the parent, and how can the management and school be able to meet up all the demands of the parents. So this is one of the, most demanded thing from the parent side. I hope I am very clear till here. Am I? Anywhere anyone has
Yes,
a doubt?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely clear.
Wonderful. Now, this parenting calendar basically has 4 sections in it. The very first section, it is going to, it describes in how many multiple ways can we strengthen the collaboration between the teacher and the parent. So first thing first is the meetings. We all conduct different meetings at the different level. Like now, the session has almost started for many of the schools, at least in North India and most of the places. This new session has started, and with the beginning of new session, most of the school, they organize orientation session. So how beautiful it would be if keeping a one complete orientation session for the entire school. Why can't we keep it class specific? Like, this is one of the practices which I follow. So it is like one class, let's say class 6, if it has 4 sections, invite all the parents of all the 4 sections for their orientation. Now what will happen? See, a big hall accommodating or a small hall accommodating parents of 4 different sections, but again, they are united. Why are they united? Because their children are in the same class, they're studying the same books, their problems are same, their solutions to an extent can be same. So why not to bring them together? And moreover, this way, they will be able to meet all the teachers of class 6, class teachers and subject teachers together. So it won't be a simple orientation session, but as you can see on your right, there is written transition meeting also. And in which terms is it going to serve as a transition meeting? See, I'm talking about that stage where the children are shifting from class 5 to class 6, from class 8 to class 9. These are the transition phases. And then from class 10th to 11th, very crucial stages. Now, in these transition meetings, if in the very first meeting, you're able to build a very strong bond between the teacher and the parent, trust me, half of the battle is already won. You don't have to be bothered about, because these orientation sessions, and make it very productive orientation sessions. Be ready with your as I said, we will be providing you with worksheets also. How can the orientation sessions be taken? What all elements, like, do you know the emotional background of the child? Do you know the behavioral background of the child? Obviously, because there are high chances you may be dealing with that child for the very first time. Do you know what is the family history of that child? Do you know the academic background of that child? Do you know the medical background of that child? Every single thing should be discussed in an elaborative manner when you're conducting your orientation sessions. So orientation session can become the transition meetings also. Then obviously the regular PTMs, which are, and what personally as an educator, I feel PTMs should not be talking only about who scored the highest in the class, but also should be highlighting the learners on the way. There are so many children who may not be scoring 90%, 80%, but can we just delve deep into what are they good at? I'll tell you one of the practices which I follow in my school is I prepare a separate report card for learners on the way. And in this report card, I make mention of all the strength the children have. Like if the child has, let's say, the meeting shall end in 10 minutes. And as I've already said, once the meeting gets over, please click on the same link and rejoin. Right?
Excuse me, ma'am, 1 minute.
Yes,
One
please.
of the participant has asked you to explain about the transition meetings one more time.
Sure. See, ma'am, transition meeting is that phase when the child is shifting from a particular age group grade to the another age group grade. Like I'll tell you, 3 to 5 is is primary grade, right? Where the teaching practices are different. There is more of rote learning, there is more of learning, and then at times we think the child is too small to understand anything in terms of behavior, behavioral aspects of what. So when a child comes from class grade 5 to grade 6, there is a lot of change which is going to happen. Now, what kind of changes? Probably sometimes the children are not able to absorb their own emotional outburst. They are going through a lot, because there are this bodily development also taking place, there are psychological development also taking place, and then suddenly they have to meet up with NCRT books and refresher books, and they have to learn how to make the notebook, because probably till class 5 we write answers on the blackboard. In class 6, we start with the practice of dictating the answers. And same is like from 8 to 9, it's again a transition phase for the child. Then from 10th to 11th and 12th, when the child comes, another transition phase for the child. So keep special transition meetings with the parents, wherein you should be talking about all the aspects in which the child may be affected, and how can you both working together is going to work for the well-being of the child. I hope I'm very clear. If any doubt, please feel free to unmute and ask. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. She said thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. And then we were then meeting with the counselor. Now, what is the duty of the counselor? The duty of the counselor is only, to be active, because remember, counselors are different types of. We have admission counselor, and then we have academic counselor, and then we have the proper counselor who the one who's trained in treating the children with behavioral issues, or helping out the children to be put into onto the better roadmap or whatever. So regular meeting with the counselors is again important. And when these meetings are conducted, ensure that the teacher and the parent should be talking to the counselor together. Try avoiding bringing the child in this scenario, because at the first place, both of you, the counselor, the parent, and the teacher, not both of you, but three of you have to actually find out, are you in alignment with your idea? Like, let's say the teacher says the child is performing very poorly at the academic level because the child too much time in writing. Fine. The parent says, no, my child is good at writing. Now, if the counselor is present there, she or he acts as a bridge between, okay, the teacher says the child is not performing good at the class level, he or she is very slow at writing, but the parent says, when I sit with my child writes very quickly and is able to finish the work. So there comes the role of the counselor, where one-on-one meeting helps you to identify what exactly is going wrong. Is something wrong at the level of the teacher, or is something wrong at the level of the parent? So these meetings are very important, and these discussions should be, the record of these meetings should be maintained very appropriately by the teacher and by the counselor both. And then, as we talked about, parent support group meeting, wherein once in a while you should be calling the parents. And sometimes this is going to be a little challenging as well, because not always we get like-minded parents. Some may agree to your idea, some may disagree to your idea. But even if 3 parents come in your parent support group, go ahead with those 3 people. Because you know what? When you actually start working at the small level, and the people, when they spread the message, actually this parent support group is working a lot in favor of my child, it is helping me a lot, definitely, more and more people would be inclined to join this. So this is section 1, which focuses on strengthening collaboration between the parent and the teacher, and multiple ways, different kinds of meetings. Sometimes these meetings can be special need meetings also. I'll be providing you, we both will be providing you with some history, with some, the content related to, so that you can always open it. Though we'll be providing you with a complete parenting calendar also, and most of you must have downloaded as well. But for your ease, we actually have, prepared it into bullet points so that you don't have to go through the entire book, and the work becomes easy for all of you. Clear till here? May I change the slide?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, please.
If there is no counselor as a teacher and as a parent, when they are asking about the child, of course we have to tell what is the truth.
Yes.
If they are not agreeing, how can we convince them?
Okay. So very nice question, ma'am. I'll tell you what. Bygone are the days when teachers were the teachers. Every teacher has to learn 2 basic skills. One is to play the role of a counselor, and second is to learn how to, it's the communication skill. As you said rightly, sometimes the parent do not agree. No, my child has no problem. It's only this teacher who has a problem with my child. And then lack of counselor may definitely pose a problem. So just watch that child being a teacher, because we know we cannot force the school, the organization or anyone, to put in extra people. That is not in our hand. But yes, upgrading ourselves is in our hand, right? So just learn to observe that child. Talk with different subject teachers. Is this child doing this only in my subject or in all the subjects? How is the child at the sports? How is the child in visual arts? Together, when you compile all that report, trust me on this, many of the answers you'll be able to find on your own, and then from there onwards, you can find solutions. Or if not, me and Ashwini both are there. Ashwini ma'am, both are there to help you people when and whatever type of help is required.
Thank you.
Is it okay, ma'am?
Yeah.
Ramya ma'am, don't worry. Soon I'll be the counselor of our school.
May I change the slide?
And one more point is, we are not only teachers, even we are facilitators and mentors. We have to know how to act according to the child's mentality. We have to change our role.
Exactly. So now, moving to next, I hand over the mic to you, Ashwini ma'am. But just a minute, the meeting is about to get over in 1 minute. Shall I end this meeting and restart sharing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm ending the meeting over here, and I'm starting it in a minute so that everything goes uninterrupted. So by the time I'll finish, please let me know if everything was clear. Yes? Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just a second.